Step 1, I cut the plywood sheet in halves because my machine can handle half of the plywood sheet at once. I use an aluminum extrusion and circular saw, and I just cut it in the middle of a living room, and this is what I get after I cut. So I will take one. This is the nice side. This side is also nice, but it has some patches and it has different colors, so I will have to take this different in mind, and I will first cut facing this side down, and then that one I will cut facing up. Okay, so now I will show you how I can create the offset box. So all we need to do is we need to measure how deep the spoil board is from your reference Z, so from the highest position, how deep down we need to go to touch this. And every time you change the end mill, you will have a slightly different number, so this has to be done every time you change the end mill, or if you surface the spoil board. Yeah, and so the way I do it, you can use a touch probe, but my touch probe is not connected, and I have an easy way to do this. It's not a correct way, but it works well. So I will just bring the spindle somewhere, maybe in a couple of points, and I will just go down with the spindle spinning maybe quarter of its power slowly, and when I hear it's starting to cut the material, that means that number I have to remember and set it as 0. And that was about 0Z. So 0Z is your waste board, is your spoil board level. Now X and Y, in my case, I will use the borders of the spoil board. In your case, you may use some other point here, any point you can mark, or I don't know. Remember it somehow, and always put your plywood touching that corner that you marked. Okay, I will put the plywood here now. Oh no, I will make the box first, the offset box, and then I will put the plywood. I homed the machine and I moved it to a place where I want to measure, where the spoil board is still not damaged. And now I will turn the spindle on slowly, and I will just go down slowly. So I will just put 100. It is now spinning there, and I will just go down, and I have to press function down for this to do this. Turns out I can't do it with one hand, so I tried to put it in one shot, but don't do it so closely. Just do it from somewhere where you can see the situation. And now I will press function up. Yeah, it's moving, and I will just move function down. Yes, and that's the moment where I can hear it's touching the spoil board. Now I will see what number it is in my software, and we can see that it's minus, it should be machine coordinates, minus 51.5. So that's our spoil board level. Okay, here I homed the machine again, and I placed it in the corner of my spoil board, in the outer corner here. And the depth I set to minus 51 and a half as I measured earlier. So these are the machine coordinates of the corner that I want to use as an offset, so I will reset, I will zero all the numbers. And as usually, Mach 3 doesn't work right away. It needs some time. Yeah. Okay, so now we have 0, 0, 0, 0, and it's the corner. So I moved the head there, and now I have enough space to bring the plywood from my living room. This piece will go face down there. The corner is aligned, and I can now screw this plywood. We have around 1 centimeter on each side to safely screw it. I will attempt to load G-code. Sometimes it takes Mach 3 5 to 10 minutes to load the path. I'm inspecting the machine. Mostly I just look if there are any nuts or screws laying down where they're not supposed to be. That's a concerning observation, but I don't see any this time. I will have to go out to clean the vacuum before I start cutting, and that's what I will do while Mach 3 is thinking. To take? Who?
Them.
Why? Children?
Maybe they will play in it.
Children?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to cut. And I just wanted to say that this terrible software is not what usually people use. I just use it as an experiment because I just wanted to learn how the original software was operating. But I have an OpenBuild black box, which is much more simple, and the software is much better. Just have slight hiccup with its motherboard. I'm waiting for the replacement. It looks awful, works slow, but it does its job, and it's pretty stable if you don't close this window. Because if you're just trying to watch YouTube while it's cutting, that's when things will go south. So yeah, the code is loaded. The paths are generated, and I can see that we're going from that corner, we're going in the middle, so it knows where it is and it will go in the middle and start cutting. The vacuum is clean. I will check the coolant. I have a water cooling system here, so I can see that it's flowing. I have the cyclone system here. I will start the spindle high speed. I will start the vacuum. And I will run the program. And the first half of the chair is done. It's perfect. So let's see the finish. Let's take one piece. Oh, and how I take them, I just use a screwdriver on the hole and I do like this and it just pops out. It's somehow satisfying feeling. So this is the finish I get. And I'm really satisfied. I don't care about those hairs on the edges because I will still round the corners a little bit with the 120 grit paper because I just want to make it satisfying to touch. So the next step, I will pop out every part and I will put a rope through these holes so I can keep all the parts together, and it's very easy for logistics. I will just set them aside and continue for the second cut. It's still 6 p.m. The cut took let me see, so it took 2 hours and 6 minutes, the first cut. So the second one is going to be the same, exactly the same G code. So yeah, I have a chair in 4 hours and 12 minutes. I can even do it with one hand. I will then vacuum all the parts here, vacuum the leftovers also, so as less dust as possible travels to another room when I take this plywood sheet out. So you see, that's very easy to remove, no need to use any tabs. This is still very accurate. The pieces are exactly the same, and as you can see, even if I try to move the parts hard, they don't seem to be dynamic. They are fixed. So I don't see any reason in using tabs. This is the main benefit of using the 3mm end mill instead of the 6mm one. Okay, I placed the second sheet of plywood and I placed it nice side up. We cut one with nice side looking down and one The second one with the nice side looking up. Okay, now we're ready to cut the second sheet of plywood. This is how I mount it. Should be within 1 centimeter from the edge. I will put all the leg parts at the end because we will start assembly with them. This, the second one, all these, the long and straight parts, they will go last. This will go pre-last.